Mike Jones Beats.
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? ISO. Yeah. So it's a whole new year. First thing I want to say is let's remember the people who we lost last year. And when I say that, I mean the people who we lost either through to death or due to they're currently incarcerated, and we're love them, and we're not gonna be able to see them for the foreseeable future. So let's make sure that we remember them, find us some wishes, and let's also remember that we are fortunate to make it to a new year. Let's not forget about those things. All right, let's not take none of that for granted. Often people take their good fortune for granted. Let's not take our good fortune for granted. Anyway, what's up, Jay Brown? How you doing, Jay Brown? Salute, homie. What up, CMD Boxing Reports? Haven't seen you in a while. Happy to see you commenting today. What up, Brian Spikes Hopkins? You've been missing too. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out to the Bay. What up, Mastermind? Mastermind says good morning, everyone. Wish you all a happy and wonderful new year. Absolutely. How you doing, Nikisha Dunn? Happy New Year. What up, Tyree Lynch? What up, Bree Powell? For anyway, everybody that's getting alive this morning and wanted to know if there was going to be alive this morning, you can thank Bree. I didn't think anybody would, I figured everybody would either be asleep or, passed out, so I wasn't gonna do it, but Bree encouraged me to. Anyway, what up, Almond Brown? How you doing today, baby girl? Hope you're doing good. What up, Doug West? Doug West says Happy New Year, BB, and salute Ohio. Stand up. Happy New Year to all my B dogs. That's what it is. All right. What up, DSTN? What up, Jenny Lozano? How you doing this year? What up, Mr. Affiliated Deals? He says cosign. Happy New Year's. What up, King G? He says Happy New Year, Frost, BBN gang. And Big Boy, what up, Big Boy? So I didn't have anything to actually discuss today, but there is something that I want to talk about. Alright, so I was somewhere doing something, right? And when I was somewhere doing something, I noticed that this happened a while ago, by the way. So I noticed there was someone, and they kept looking at my crotch, and it was a female, so she kept looking at my crotch. So I want to say something to everybody, right? Because she was not interested in me, by the way, just so we could be clear on this. It wasn't like she was trying to get with me. Has anybody ever heard of porn addiction? Okay, so apparently there's this thing called porn addiction. And when somebody is addicted to porn, like somebody has been watching a lot of porn, one of the things that they tend to do is not even on purpose. It's just, I'm guessing it's an accidental thing that they don't even know that they not cognizantly doing, is their eyes tend to wander towards people's crotches. It has absolutely nothing to do with them wanting to get with you. It just has something to do with whatever's going on in that person's life at that moment. They have been watching a lot of porn. So I just want to get that out there. It was just something, conversation that came up. It's just a conversation that had came up, and I think that there's probably a lot of people out there that are getting the wrong idea. Because imagine if there's a dude that has like dealing with a porn addiction or some shit like that, and he's out there in the world. I'm gonna tell you what happened. One time I was working, and so I was working, and somebody pulled up because they was asking directions. I was working in Manhattan, and I was out in the street. We was unloading the truck. Well, we was loading the truck. So while we was loading the truck, somebody pulled up because they wanted directions somewhere. And when they pulled up, and I'm talking to homeboy looked down at my fucking crotch. And so I'm busy like, yo, is this nigga gay or some shit? This is the wrong party, man. I am not part of that team. Shout out to that team. But I'm not part of that team. And then that's when I actually later on something came up and then it made sense. Yeah, dude probably watch a lot of porn. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to discuss that. Sometimes things aren't what they seem. Sometimes people can get the wrong impression through observation because they don't have enough information in order to be able to process exactly what's going on. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Who stayed up? Show of hands. Who stayed up? Who stayed up through midnight? Show of hands. Who stayed up through midnight? Show of hands. Who stayed up? You stayed up? You didn't stay up? I'm just curious. And the lady at Dunkin' Donuts did not put the almond milk in my coffee. And next time I go there, I'm gonna make a big deal about it. I ain't gonna lie, because I just paid like $3 for this coffee right here, and you didn't put the thing in it I wanted in it. I could have just went to a regular store and got a regular coffee. I ain't gonna yell or nothing like that, but like, come on, what are you doing? I did not stay up, by the way, just so you can know what I'm doing. Nah, that wasn't my homegirl that worked there, who I think is, shout out to her, by the way. I think I'm supposed to be calling her to take out on a date. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm supposed to, though. I better contact her soon. Anyway, she wasn't there today. Some other chick was working there. And, yeah, I think she did some weirdo shit. Why is good morning spelled wrong? Let's correct that right now. Morning coffee. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to be calling her, but I'm not 100% sure about it. Anyway, who's seen the situation with 50 Cent going at French Montana? Who's seen the situation going at 50 Cent going at French Montana? Who's seen that? Anybody know about that situation? Guess what I learned? I'm going to tell you what I learned. Y'all probably already knew this. I did not know this. Do y'all remember a couple of years back when 50 Cent was beefing with Rick Ross? Y'all remember a couple of years back when 50 Cent was beefing with Rick Ross and somebody pulled up to like Rick Ross's mom's job or some shit like that? First of all, Rick Ross, how you bowling? Your mom still work. Stop that. If you bowling like you supposed to be bowling, she better own that place that she works at. She better not be working for nobody. Perfect example. My family is just full of hustlers. I'm going to explain something to you real quick. A drug dealer is not a hustler. Shout out to Wallow. Shout out to Wallow, right? Wallow from, Gilly's Wallow. Shout out to Wallow. So I was watching Wallow the other day, right? So I was watching a podcast. I saw a clip of it. And Wallow brought up a good point. He said, yo, drug dealers is not hustlers. He said drugs sell themselves. If you got drugs in a place, people are going to come get the drugs. Drugs sell themselves. Hustlers sell you some shit you didn't even know you needed. Not that you don't need it, but hustlers will sell you some shit you didn't know you needed. Hustlers bring some shit into your life that you probably either didn't know existed or you didn't know that you needed it. You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop calling drug dealers hustlers. Drug dealers is not hustlers. You gotta deal drugs, alright? That's not hustling. That's one. Anyway, so my family full of hustlers, right? So my whole thing is, if that was it was what's this guy's name? I don't know why I'm just so bad with names right now. Rick Ross's mom's. Why is she working? She better not be working for somebody else. You're supposed to make that money. After you make that money, then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to buy your family, open up something for your family to run. If your moms don't want to work no more, she want to go out on vacation, let her vacate for the rest of her life. But you open up a business in order to make that money so then she can live the way she wants to live. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is first of all, this is the new us. All right, this is what we need to start doing. This should be, yo, what up? Shout out to Sex Money. Everybody sub to Let's Talk About It. He says Happy New Year's, Jack, and shout out to the whole BBN network. Love y'all. Appreciate you too. What we should be doing is we need to start opening up businesses, even small businesses. And I think that that's a big problem that we have, that when we get money, we don't open up businesses. When we get money, we go spend it. It's totally different. What up, Patchy? Hasn't seen you in a while. What up, Stephen Montgomery, Jason Elliott? So, apparently, there's a rumor out there. I don't know how true this is. What up, CeeLo King? French Montana was the one that took the picture of this guy's mom's at her job. So now 50 Cent is now going at French. You are not safe. I'm trying to tell you, man. First of all, French did buy the 2010 and fronting like it's a 220. I mean, I don't personally care. I can't afford neither one of them damn cars. But that's why I do not. That's why you know what I'm saying? Like 50 coming for you, man. I'm just saying. Anyway, is there anybody want to ask me a question about anything? Trolls will be kicked. If anybody want to ask me a question about anything. Also, this year we're going to try to kick less people. I don't think that's going to be possible, but we're going to try to kick less. French took that picture of Khaled moms. Oh, it was Khaled moms. Pardon me. Thank you. Thank you, CeeLo King. It was Khaled moms. That's another one. If Khaled moms is really working, like, that's crazy. If these guys is, I'm assuming these guys is pulling in over 500K a year. I'm assuming, right? If I'm making 300K a year, I'm trying to open up a business somewhere. I'm trying to open up a business aside from whatever I'm making money off of. Okay, she runs her son's company. Alright, cool. Shout out to that then. But I'm trying to open, like, that's what we need to start doing. We need to start working together and open up businesses. I'm going to tell you the weird shit. I'm going to tell you the super, super weird shit. There's a lot of underground or yet to have made it businesses from people of color. The reason why I say people of color is because I want you to know I'm not just talking about black people. So if somebody just want to come into the comment section and argue and be like, people of color, that's racist. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm just talking about people who are not Caucasian. That's it. And at the same time, I can be talking about Caucasian people. But I'm just saying people who have yet to make it. Alright? Period. Alright? So it's hard to find people to work with because everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to put on some kind of facade, or everybody wants to fake it until they make it. Right? But I think people are faking the wrong thing. I think they're faking the wrong thing till they make it. Alright, so I'm gonna explain. We have a small channel over here, small YouTube channel. It's not that big. We small, moderate size. We working though. And I didn't see the N.O.R.E Muhammad interview yet on Vlad. So we working, right? So this is what I mean. this whole entire 2010, this whole entire 2019, and part of 2018, which y'all saw me doing, was y'all saw me going out in the street trying to show y'all, trying to give light to like rap, underground rap artists, trying to bring light to like up and coming companies that whatever they might be selling, right? I'm not gonna lie, I went to an event and I just popped up. I just pulled up to an event. It was like some kind of pop-up thing, right? I felt so... fuck being appreciated. I don't really care about that. But I felt like, how am I going to pull up to an event to try to go publicize or whatever, or try to give you a little bit more visibility than you had, or whatever the case might be. Even if it's just 2 or 3 more eyes, that's 2 or 3 more eyes. So how am I going to pull up to an event? Yo, what up, ENQI? How am I supposed to pull up to an event, right? And the people at the event, which I'm giving free publicity to, treat me like they don't want me there. For everybody that don't know, that's the event where I got on stage and I started rapping. Like, how do you have an event, somebody pull up, they trying to, but you don't want the media there. You don't want, like, you don't understand what I'm saying? And it has more to do with, it was just one person, and that one person is in, apparently they're in some kind of like pissing contest with me. I didn't know, because I don't consider that person, I don't know. Maybe one of the reasons why some of these people are so upset at me, because I don't consider them competition, or I don't consider us to be in competition. That's a better way to put it. So I don't consider me to be in competition with dude. So yeah, I hit it with they bags. I ain't never going to another one of their fucking events. That's a whole fact. I ain't never going to another one of their events. I'm never resharing any of their stuff. I'm not dealing with them. That's how I give it up. No, I did not smash any. I'm not gonna lie though. I think homeboy might be bad, because I was trying to holler at some shorty, and the shorty I'm trying to holler at, I don't know. I'm starting to think that, I don't know. Yeah, what up?
Yo.
Shout out. We got Dr. ENQI on the line. What's up?
Peace. Happy New Year with an eye to the family. I should say happy with an eye, New Year to the family. But listen, man, this is what we got to start doing. I thought about this shit the other day, but we was laughing so hard, I was just like, fuck it. I was just,
copy, I'm listening.
But yeah, it'd be too much. We live, right?
Yeah, we live.
Okay, good. So this is what the family got to get now. Listen, if y'all not down with this shit, I want y'all to get off of this video right now. Do not watch this video, because we about to discuss some real shit now. Listen, this is what we got to do. We got to start pulling drive-bys on other channels. Okay, this is how we going to do it. We're going to just go into the other channels live and just hit them niggas with their bags. Like, we just going to hit them niggas with 1,000 fucking bags. We just going to roll into their live stream. And listen, they might not even know what's going on. They might not know what's going on. They're just going to see 1,000 bags in their shit. And then, you know what I mean? Niggas will catch on after a while, like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? Niggas pulling YouTube drive-by. We pulling watch-bys out this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just going into your live and hit you with 1,000 bags. That's it.
Interesting.
I think it's too squeamish. If y'all too squeamish, man, this ain't for you, man. This is a new year. We got to step up and take it to another level, man. Period. I don't even see enough likes on the damn video anyway. So I already know it's really only going to be 20 of us out of the people listening that's ready to go throw some bags anyway. Because it looks like there's about 40 haters watching. That's how I find out who's the haters. If you're watching the video, you ain't hit the like button. Chances are you with the ops anyway. Okay, so if you didn't hit the like button yet, it's cool. We know we ain't got to count on you to roll up on niggas and don't know bags. But the rest of us,
N-word.
Hey, listen, man, we gonna have to, what that say, a sack attack? We
Sack attack.
Yo, that's it, man. So you at the steering wheel, Jack. That's how it go, man. You at the steering wheel. You just let us know. Listen, they live right now, and boom, we just go over there, smash them with 1,000 bags, and you know what I mean. Come back to the bat cave on them real quick.
We'll think about it. That sounds like a plan. I don't want, but I got a lot of beef already.
So what? We gotta hit everybody with their bags, bro. We gotta bag, you know what I mean? We gotta hit all them channels with their bags, bro. We gotta get active, man. That's all. We gotta move around, man. We gotta get active, man. That's it. That's it. You see that? Look at the chat room. The chat room is with it. They like, yo, let's go.
Who thinks this is a good idea? Hold on. Who thinks this is a good idea? Everybody that thinks this is a good idea, throw some bags. And hit that damn like button. We got like 70-something people here with 28 likes. Come on, man. Really?
Come on, let's see those bags pop up. Yeah, look at the bags popping up. Look at that. It's over. We ready to roll. Bags is popping up, and we see purses popping up. So that means the ladies is with it too. So it's crazy now. That's it. Thumbs is up. Look at that. Yo, Bree is a rider. Bree is a rider, bro. Bree is a rider. Yo, I love Bree. Bree is a rider, B. She's always with it. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, man. Hey, listen. You don't need a large number, man. All it needs is a hardcore 10, 12, 20, and we just go in there and light them up for about 30 seconds of bags. Like, bing, 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 bing. Nobody will know what the hell is going on their channel until we are out of there. They're not even going to know what's happening. They're just going to see bags like, yo, what's going on right now? And we up out of there. Back to the honeycomb hideout. We chilling. You know what I'm saying? But that's just, there's no next time. Like, yo, don't play no games, man. We'll run down on you with the bags. That's it. We running down on cats with bags in 2020, man. Look at that. Bags still popping up, man. I'm telling you. Listen, it's 2020, man. We got to start running down on cats with bags, man. Come on, man. We from the Bronx. You know how it go. KRS-One and PM Dawn style. They ain't sharing the microphone.
For everybody that don't know, man. PM Dawn had a concert. KRS-One showed up to the concert, ran those guys off the stage, and did his own show.
Right. For everybody that don't know. Ran them off the stage with the punches in the face.
Oh, yeah. Ran them off. They got their ass whooped. And then KRS-One did his own show. Yo, was you at the Rucker with me? Microphone. Yo, was you at the Rucker with me when this dude, remember the dude that used to go on the mic, Supernatural? He used to have a radio show. He used to be like act like he was the best rapper.
Doing all the freestyle. Yeah.
And he went to the Rucker. He was performing at halftime, and fucking KRS-One found out he was gonna be there, so KRS-One pulled up, but he left before KRS-One got there. Was you at the Rucker with me when that happened?
Yes, sir. I was definitely in attendance. Yeah.
People just knew KRS-One was coming through, and they was like, "Oh, show's over," and they just leave. KRS-One is coming with all the smoke. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that dude is huge, yo. Motherfucker was standing in the middle of the crowd.
We remember him as a conscious teacher, but it was a different type of energy early on. You know what I'm saying? It was a different type of energy.
Bree says her fiance follows your channel. He rocks with you hard. Keep being great, King.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, ma'am. That's good. So your fiance on my channel, you over here with the bag patrol over here with Jack. And we got it locked down. That's what I'm saying. We're going to have to roll up on a few catches. Just start bombing cats with bags and all that shit.
Yo, I got a private screen into I think a movie. I'm not sure what it's to. I've been invited to. I'm supposed to be pulling up on Sunday. I think it's to a movie. I'm not sure what it is to.
That's lit. That's also a nice networking opportunity.
Also, I didn't go this time, but we have some people that actually are in our community. That we got a lot of people in our community that work in the film industry, by the way. But one of them works in the film industry in Atlanta, and they just got finished working on the Suicide Squad 2 movie.
Oh, that's
And I had an open invite to come down there, but I never made it. But the next movie that
What?
they work on, yeah, I never made it. So anyway, so the next movie that they work on, I plan on pulling up down
What?
there. Dude, if you knew
What
about
you
all
mean
the
you
stuff
never made it?
if you knew about all the stuff I get invited to that I don't go to, that's why I keep trying to tell people I'm not beefing with you dudes.
All right. Well, listen to the family. Listen to me at home, family. If I find out in enough time the things that he's invited to, I will make sure he gets there. I will make sure he gets there. Especially Suicide Squad filming. Like, bro, that's you on the set with Will Smith. You
No. Will Smith ain't in Suicide Part 2. He's not in Part 2. But they
had to replace him with a heavy hitter. They had to replace him with a heavy hitter.
But there are a lot of A-listers in the movie though. There are a lot of A-listers in the movie though. That's a fact.
Come on, Jack. We about to hit you with some bags. You better stop playing.
Like, for real though, if y'all knew this shit that I get invited to that I just don't never pull up to, that's why I keep trying to tell people I'm not beefing with y'all. First of all, if y'all knew had any brains, y'all wouldn't be beefing with me.
Nah, that's just something ingrained in us. It's unfortunately self-hate. You know what I do on my channel, man. I'm trying to really work with folks mentally, physically to try to get some resolution. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people don't like to see people from within their own circles or within their own towns or cities do good. Do good because it shines a light on them, especially if you're in the same field. So the more you achieve, unfortunately, some people take that as a slight. Because it shows what they could have been doing with their time, and then they got to start making up excuses for themselves, and so people take your success as an insult, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But you knew me my whole life. Have you ever like on some real shit? Let's talk real shit. Yeah, I know I could be a little bit arrogant. I'm working on that. Alright? It is what it is. But have you ever known me to be like not caring about other people? Like, ever? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how do you say, I know a word I'm trying to look for, but I can't think of it.
Yeah, nah, you the opposite. You care too much.
Like, I've never been that way. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. You've always been the opposite. You care too much. You've never been not caring. You've been the person that cared too much.
Anyway, so so I've been invited to that. We're gonna get invited to more stuff, because they shoot a lot of stuff in Atlanta, by the way. So we're gonna get invited to more stuff, and it might not be in Atlanta. It might be anywhere because he just works for the industry. Anyway, give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this, y'all. I need 1 second.
Mike Jones.
Sorry about that, y'all. First of all, real quick, Mark Jackson is being blackballed, but if you're gonna say that, then you also got to say that homeboy, the Van Gundy is also being blackballed. They're not being blackballed as much as they are the best commentators in basketball. If you give them a job as coaches, that's gonna really take away from the finals. They do the finals. Mark Jackson and Van Gundy does the finals, I believe. They are a great team. I hope Mark Jackson do go.
I don't know. I think Mark Jackson I think he said too much.
No, he absolutely said too much and he messed up. Okay, so for everybody that don't know, the reason why Mark Jackson got the alleged reason why Mark Jackson got fired from the Golden State Warriors was because Mark Jackson is a pastor or a minister or something like that, and the guy that runs the Golden State Warriors, he has like a son, and his son is part of the LGBTQ community, and Mark Jackson preaches that that's wrong. So that's one of the reasons in which why he had a fallout with the with the Golden State Warriors, and that's a shame because look, I believe that people should do whatever they want to do, right? But if me, a person like me, is saying, look, I'm not a part of that particular community, but I don't think I can tell you what to do, then people who don't agree with you should be able to not agree with you. I'm one of the people that believe that a white person doesn't have to like black people. But at the same time, if you don't like black people, you don't got to be out there calling people the N-words and trying to destroy us. You should just be going on your way and handling your own business. You don't have to like us. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't think people should be forced to like any people, period. What you was about to say?
It's a slippery slope we on when it comes to freedom of speech right now. We're on a real slippery slope because there's like, we don't have the right to say this, or we don't have, like, and I think the LGBT community is really pushing that. They're pushing that platform, and I think at some point the pendulum is going to swing the other way for balance, because it's so many things that you can't say right now because we're in a hyper state of sensitivity. At some point, it's going to be too much of an impingement on free speech, because at the same time as a gay person should have the right to say, hey, I think everyone has the right to be gay. I think that everybody that's straight should have the right to say, hey, you have the right to be straight. That's without feeling like when you say that, wherever you are, people are going to be offended. Like, so I don't think we have the right to go all crazy with freedom of speech. I'm not one of those people that's going to be burning the flag, stepping on it, and going crazy and shit. But I do think that there has to be some sort of pendulum swinging back the other way, because there's a point where you're protecting gay rights and et cetera, but then there's a point where you go over the line and now you're impinging on straight people's rights.
Okay. Hold on. He said a whole lot there. So I just want to, before he goes any further, I want to say a couple of things. One,
yeah.
Wait,
Jack, before you go. Because just so people get what I'm saying, I don't think that like what I saw anyway, I didn't see where Mark Jackson, like they didn't use a lot of quotes. They just was paraphrasing and using general statements in the articles I read. So I didn't see any direct statements he made. So I don't know for sure what level his comments went to. But if he's a pastor and he's just speaking on the Bible, like there's got to be a line where,
agreed.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, agreed.
Like unless we're throwing away the Bible and saying, there's got to be a line where, you know what I mean? Like, it gets too crazy. You can't be firing cats from the NBA job because they preaching the Bible.
Agreed. Well, hold on. Let me say something real quick. One, I'm agreeing with you. Just so we can be clear on it, I'm agreeing with that point. Just so we can be clear on this, the argument is the same argument that some people who don't like black people have. I'm gonna explain what the argument is. The argument is just like what ENQI said. We live in a society where you can't want your children to be straight, because the simple act of saying I want my children to be straight is making people who are part of the LGBT community, not everybody obviously, but there's parts, and some people who are LGBTQ, I'm not going to call them sympathizers, but who also help them fight their fight for equal treatment. They're going to get upset at you. Some of them are going to get upset at you for just even insinuating that, you know, that you would want your child, or you think that people should be straight. I think that that's a person could think that they want their child to be straight. I don't understand why you can't say that. I don't understand why you can't say I believe that a man should be with a woman. I don't understand why you can't say that. I don't think by saying that anybody is attacking gay people. And now the reason why I'm saying this is the same argument that some racists bring up when they're talking about black people, is what they say is we can't say anything about black people, but black people can say whatever they want about us. Think about it. You have a comedian, he gets on stage, he's black, he talks shit about white people, people laugh. You have a comedian, he gets on stage, he's white, he talks shit about black people. He might not have a job in the morning. He might not have a job in 30 minutes. He might not have a job by the time he get off the stage. So that's basically what the argument is. And I do think that people have a right to say, look, I think people should be straight. Period. The fact that you aren't, I'm not saying that makes you less of a person. I'm not attacking your character. I'm just saying I have a personal belief, and my personal belief is rooted in whatever the theology in which I've grown up with, or even if you're not you know, you don't have the Bible in your life, is rooted inside of whatever the customs that you grew up with. Why do we have to throw the old things away to embrace something new? We can keep the old things and still embrace something new. So I think that that's what the big issue is. And I think that there are a lot of people who will never accept people in the LGBTQ community because they feel like it's being forced upon them, and they don't have the actual choice or the ability to make a choice. Now that's one thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is about the freedom of speech. First of all, I think a lot of people misinterpret what freedom of speech really is. Freedom of speech was put into the Constitution, or the Bill of Rights, pardon me, in order to make it so that people wouldn't be killed by the government for speaking out against the government. So people will be able to worship whatever religion they want to worship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, freedom of speech has more to do with that. Freedom of speech isn't about, I could talk shit about you and you can't do nothing to me because freedom of speech. Because freedom of speech doesn't also say freedom of consequences. So we have
separation of church and state.
Yeah, that's definitely another thing. That's a whole fact. So that's one of the things that we really have to realize and pay attention to. Just because today I wore a pair of Jordan 4s, that doesn't mean that I don't like Pumas. I got Pumas also. I would never, ever, ever, ever wear another pair of LA Gears. I'm not gonna say. Let me choose something that I've never had.
Hold on. I don't want you to take advantage of the people at home. Okay. Are you trying to make it seem as if you like Pumas as much as Jordan?
No, but that's not the point.
Oh, okay. Because I'm just saying. I know you said. Come on, bro.
I'm not saying that. That's not the point. The point is that they both still have value.
Yo, my man been a Jordan addict since he was in the single digits.
I always loved Jordan. This is a fact. I love the sneakers. I hate the dude. I was a Knicks fan, but he was incredible. Incredible. That's a whole fact. For everybody that thinks LeBron is better, you just don't know no better. You needed to live in that era and see how those dudes was getting killed every time they went up for a dunk. Nowadays, people step out the way. Anyway, so my point is this: we can love the old us and still embrace the new world. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just my position on it. Mark Jackson. What happened was Mark Jackson was preaching. I think he had a church. I think it was in San Diego or something like that. And he used to go do his sermons. And during one of his sermons, I believe he spoke out against saying that man should be with woman or whatever the case is. And then they called him into the office and they asked him, did he say these things? And he said yes. And then that's when they decided to terminate him. So I don't even think his termination was fair. Because, like ENQI was saying, he was at church saying these things that are actually in the Bible. How are you now then going to call him up and terminate him from... You understand what I'm saying? But I think the main reason why Mark Jackson is not a coach right now is because he's the best... Him and Van Gundy are the best commentators in basketball. What are you talking about? The guys are very smart, really witty, and they know what they're watching, and they could describe it to the... viewing public if you're watching it and you don't know what you're seeing.
Hey, I hear what you're saying. That they are probably 1 and 2 in terms of commentators. Definitely top 3, top 4. But looking at Jeff Van Gundy separate, looking at what Mark Jackson did with Golden State, somebody was supposed to pick Mark Jackson up. Like, he's not supposed to not be coaching right now after what he did with Golden State. They arguably went on a historic one. In fact, it's not even arguable.
No, they did.
They went on a historic one based on what protocols and drafting and all of the things that Mark Jackson put in place. He set them up to win. And now he doesn't even have a job coaching. Like, that's, to me, is crazy.
I think Mark Jackson did the main thing that every coach is supposed to be able to do, and that's talk confidence into your players. And I think Mark Jackson's talked such a confidence into that backcourt. And then, let's be fair, there was a couple of rule changes here and there that allow for there to be better spacing of the floor, and that allowed for Golden State to be able to take advantage due to what they had. DSTN said, why is it so important to push the LGBTQ community agenda? I don't think it's not important to me to push any agenda, just so we can be clear on that. I just want to be clear on that. But at the same time, what people need to understand is
I don't believe that's a total truth. I think we're definitely pushing the BBN agenda on a daily basis, 2 times a day. Everybody smash that like button. There's a like button agenda, and there's also a subscribe agenda.
Yes.
And there's also a avoid getting your bags agenda. So there's quite a few agendas being pushed over here.
That has nothing to do with the LGBTQ community. That's a whole fact. I just want this to be known, all right? Because we have quite a few people that actually subscribe to this channel and comment every single day that's part of the LGBTQ community. We're not going to have any slander of anybody because of their preference. All right. Oh no, I know you're saying the media, not me. I know you're not saying me, because I try to be as fair as I can with everything. So and we do got quite a few people that support this channel with views, with shares, with donations and everything else that is part of the LGBTQ community, and we appreciate you just like we appreciate everybody else here. That's a whole fact. What the problem is y'all wouldn't even know who was who unless I pointed them out to you. So sometimes people need to learn to fit in. So if I go somewhere, right, I don't want to go there and be the black guy. Like, even if I go to a place and I'm the only black guy, I don't want to go there and be the black guy. I want to go there and I want to be another person that's there doing whatever everybody else is doing. So when you have somebody that stands out, and they're purposely forcing for themselves to stand out, then of course they're going to get some kind of ridicule, or they're going to get some kind of adulation. It's going to be one of the two. Now, depending on what type of venue they're in and in which way they choose to stand out, is going to be what they're going to receive. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes people from the LGBTQ community get a bad turn, because the ones that are most visible to us and stand out the most to us are the ones with the biggest personalities. Like, some of us black people will go somewhere and we'll have a huge personality when it's not necessary. When I go to events on stuff like that, if you've ever been to an event with me, I usually try to be laid back, and I try to be more subdued than try to be the life of the party type of person. That's just me, myself. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if I'm not there, especially if it's just me there and I'm by myself and it's just a couple of people. So I think a big problem that the LGBTQ community might have is they might have people that's part of their community, like we have people that's part of our community, being black, or being a male, or being heterosexual, or being somebody who likes Jordans, that show up at events and want to be the center of attention. And I think that sometimes give people the wrong impression of their demographic as a total, because you've come in contact with one or two people that might act in a certain way, and you become bigoted and immediately start having assumptions and think that all of them is that way. We need to get rid of that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the downsides to TV, because we create our circles and we only really interact with people outside of our circle through social media or on TV. So we get an idea of people that's false, because we're not actually interacting with real people.
Yeah.
We're just dealing with people on a medium. And so we get an idea of, okay, well, like right now, I don't live around black folks, and you would be surprised, you wouldn't be surprised, but a lot of people would be surprised, like, who's watching Power, who's watching Empire. You know what I mean? And people watch Power and Empire, and they feel like they're learning about black culture.
That's a whole fact. Yo.
So when they see you, they want to deal with you like Ghost, or they want to deal with you like, what's the little guy on there that always creating problems and never get killed or locked up. Billy, or what's his name?
Oh, man, funny as shit. I'm talking about the young boy.
You know, yeah, but that's what they think, you know what I'm saying? Or they think you Lucius or something. Like that's how they deal with you. So it's not something that's it's just a byproduct almost of being human, because if you don't know something, you don't know. And TV gives you the false impression that you do know by exposing you to a certain narrative. But the monetizable narrative doesn't speak to the whole. Like if you don't interact with Italians, but you see Sopranos and Goodfellas, you think Italians all behave like, hey, I've seen this movie, I'm gonna crack his skull. You think they all, they all speak and behave like that.
They don't all behave like that. That's a fact, though.
You know what I'm saying? So TV kind of does that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily like, an issue specifically with the LGBT community. It's just more, we got to get the balance. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Because the balance was, there was no balance, which created the need for the LGBT community to step up and start, hitting folks with their bags, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to hit folks with their bags.
That's a whole fact.
But now it's a different story. So, you know what I'm saying? We got to get the balance back in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mark Jackson can't be fired because he's preaching the Bible. Like, there has to be a space where it's like, okay, well, cool. Listen, this is the program over here. If you go over there now, you might be exposed to this, because people in the church, like, it's 2020. So at this point, we should know that if you're in the church, it's liable to be pro-straight. It's not going to be LGBT friendly. It's not going to be abortion friendly. Like, it's not, LGBT is not the only issue that arises from the Bible, but right now we should know the Bible is what it is. So if you know, if you're not comfortable in that setting, don't sit in that setting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting ready to go to no KKK meetings. You know what I'm saying? When I lived in Georgia, they used to have regular KKK meetings in the city I lived in. You know what I'm saying?
Did they call it lodge meetings, or was it what they called it?
No. KKK. Like, it wasn't no disguise. It was, they marched. They had marches like once every 3 months through the city. When I lived in Paulding County, this is not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
you was in Paulding? Like, keep going.
Paulding County. But what I'm saying is I didn't attend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't attend those meetings. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't be, you know what I mean? So sometimes there's a space to do your thing in, and then sometimes we're creating the issue. You know what I'm saying? So for instance, had I attended the KKK meeting and popped up and been like, hey, you know, this isn't pro-black friendly, you know, like what's going on right now? Like, I would have been out of place. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, get your ass out of here. This ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? So there's got to be a medium where it's like, okay, in certain spaces, this is what's acceptable, but then in certain spaces, you know, if you're not comfortable there, you know, like, people have their real estate. And even in virtual real estate, you're able to set the rules. Like, YouTube sets the rules for what's acceptable on YouTube because it's YouTube space. So when you go into YouTube space, you know you got to respect YouTube rules. So I think if you have your church, your home, or, you know, whatever space is your space, you're able to set the rules. And I don't think that people should be able to come into your space and dictate what the rules are, so to speak.
No, that's a fact. Yo, I had a problem with some people a while back. They donated to the channel, and because they donated to the channel, they thought that they could tell me who I could kick out, who can't come to the channel, who what I had to talk about, what women I dated. Real talk, because they donated to the channel. They was able to tell me they was able to tell me what women I dated, what we could talk about on the channel. If I didn't talk about the right things, if I didn't date the right women, there was a problem. It was crazy. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, that was crazy. They somewhere right now they mad at me. So I don't know. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. They somewhere mad at me.
Shout out to them. Shout out and bag to them.
Yeah. So, Stephen Montgomery said, the same MF that gave you slavery gave you the Bible. I'm going to explain something to you real quick. And this is something that I don't think people understand. And I'm not going to go into a long, drawn-out thing over this because I don't think you know enough about the Bible nor slavery to have this conversation, Stephen Montgomery, just due to the fact that you made that statement. I don't think you know enough about either to have this conversation. And I'm not trying to call you out. I'm just explaining. Slavery that we know about that happened in America is said to be some of the worst slavery that ever happened in the existence of the earth. I'm going to say that again. The slavery that went on during the transatlantic slave trade was some of the worst slavery that happened in the existence of the earth. Just let that sink in for a second when you try to talk about the slavery that happened in America and whatever the hell they're talking about in the Bible. There was actually rules and regulations in the Bible to how you're supposed to treat your slaves. Think about that for a minute. There was actually rules and regulations, laws surrounding how you're supposed to treat your slaves. How you doing, Niani? Happy New Year. So let's not have that conversation. Curry is one of the best shooters of all time, and Clay is retarded when it comes to shooting. You back, Niani? Because I know you left. You was pissed off at me. Shout out to Niani. She's one of the people that got mad at me and she didn't get kicked. So that means that she didn't come in here talking crazy. Because if she would have came in here talking crazy, her account would not work. She'd be a 2.0 right now. Shout out to Diani. No, the people that were actually donating was donating more than $5, Brad Hauser. Just so we could be clear on that. Some of them was donating hundreds of dollars a month. But that still doesn't mean that you can tell me who I could date. Literally tell me who I could date, who I could have sex with, and who I can't have sex with.
I think that was I think that was some reverse Me Too thing going on that you didn't peep it. They was trying to get you with them, so they was trying to buy you and then tell you to stay away from everybody else.
No, that's literally what they was doing. What are you talking about? That's literally yes. Yeah. You wasn't even around. I don't know if you was watching the channel back then, but that's literally what they was doing.
I've been through some situations, so I know how it go. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna start telling you who to deal with and who not to deal with if they don't see you a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you meet somebody that's taken, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they start trying to hook you up with people. The reason why they trying to hook you up with people is because they like you themselves, but they probably messing around with your friend or your brother or somebody, and they can't. They're in a situation where they can't act on their feelings for you, so they gonna try to start pushing you towards their buddies and telling their friends, "Ooh, if I wasn't with such and such, boy, I would have hopped on that. You better get on him." Ooh. That's just how it go, man. It's just human nature, man. So fellas, man, if you introduce your girl to one of the men that you're doing business with, or one of your brothers, or one of your friends, or whatever, and all of a sudden she go into trying to hook him up with somebody else mode, you might need to have a conversation with her and tell her, "Hey, put the brakes on, alright? Before I hit you with your bag."
Hey, yo, Stephen Montgomery, I wasn't saying that out of no disrespect, so if you felt like I was coming at you sideways, my apologies. Alright? I know it was no disrespect. Alright, Stephen Montgomery? But yeah, that's a fact, though, what you just said about the women, though. That's a whole fact.
Yeah, man. And then men be the same way, you know what I'm saying? You know, ladies, you introduce your boy to one of your friends, and he like all over, you know, like, yeah, oh yeah, hold on, let me call up such and such and such and such. He's getting that energy to call up his boys and all that because he's feeling a certain type of energy and he can't act on it, so he's trying to do the next best thing is call one of the, you know,
vicariously.
So you gotta
living vicariously through someone else.
Correct, Mundo. Yeah. You try to live vicariously and possibly keep her around to, you know, keep her around
just in case things happen.
Man. Oh man.
Yo, they tried to come on the channel and say that I hate black women. Me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what your taste look like nowadays, but I know you for having a lot of dark girls. You know what I'm saying? And I'm darker. My skin darker than yours, but you had a couple of girls that was dark as me or darker than me. So I don't know what you're showing them lately. You know what I'm saying? So I can't necessarily. I don't know what you're showing them lately. That's all I can say.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna tell you what happened. All right. So basically, all that happened is right. There was okay. So this is how it all started. I'm not gonna say defending, but I wasn't dragging Sarah Molina, Tekashi's baby mama. Some story came up about her, and I wasn't allowing people to come in here talking crazy about her. Right? I wasn't allowing people to come here, call her out of her name, calling her sluts, whores, nothing like that. I wasn't allowing that to happen. We still not doing that, by the way. So what happened was one of the females on the channel that, you know, I'm just gonna say one of the females.
Took it overboard.
Yeah, and now made it about how I don't like black women at all.
That's good. That's nah. She's just ghetto. That's how we do it. That's just hood 101. You know what I'm saying? If you don't allow me to attack somebody, then I'm gonna feel like you against yeah. That's hood shit. I get it.
But that became a
I don't
whole
agree with it,
narrative.
but yeah. No, they create a narrative around it. They just write narrative. You got to have a temporary bag situation too. I think that's what you got to figure out. You need a temporary bag.
Yeah, we do. We hit people.
Where you can just hit.
We put people in the corner. We hit them with timeouts. We put people in the corner and shit.
Boom, there you go. Because sometimes people get hyper passionate. You know what I'm saying? And go a little overboard. Like, hold on now.
She started coming in here calling me a B-ass N-word and everything. She started... she started going off on me, yo. And I'm like, wow. But I know why she was going off on me. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't really want to bring it up. And I'm not trying to bash the young lady. But, yeah, she just started going off on me.
Like you too, though, a little bit. You never know.
Off on me. Yo, ain't this the truth? My whole entire life. Don't I got a problem with realizing what females is actually interested in me? Haven't I always had that problem, though?
Yeah, you be picking the wrong one sometimes.
Yeah, but cause I can't tell. Like I be saying that, and I think people.
But she probably had the hots for you, and then you start defending Tekashi chick, and she like, hold on, now you going against the grain, Bob. This is the home team over here, and woo. So yeah, they get a little passionate like that. But I mean, listen, I haven't bashed Tekashi. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't bash this woman for the mistakes that she made. You know, you're young, you go right from poverty to stardom, and then on top of that, you living in fear. Because as much as people say Tekashi's not a gangster, you gotta know that his girl was less of a gangster than he was. You know what I'm saying? She just got put in that situation because that's where he took her. You know what I'm saying? And so she exposed to a lot of different things. She's scared, you know. She's, you know, some of the things that came out about her, we don't really know if those things are out of fear and force and people getting kidnapped and extorted. Like, it's a lot of things going on. So
that's a fact.
I don't know. I wouldn't put anything involved in that situation. I wouldn't use that to judge her. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I don't know enough to judge her at all. If I take away all of the media stuff that I heard about the Tekashi situation, I don't know enough to judge her. So I would have to know her prior to that to make a judgment about her character.
Now, I'm not going to argue with anything that you just said because in reality, I agree with what you're saying. But I don't think she did herself any favors.
No, she didn't. I would definitely say that. But no, she definitely did. She's definitely not an A student. She's definitely D's and C's coming up. Her report card look like D's and C's. I'm just saying, based on what's going on at the house, you know what I'm saying? Just putting it in an analogy form. You know, sometimes when you look at a child report card, you go, oh man, ain't this report card off the chain? But then you say, well, there's a lot of problems at home, so maybe if the child was in a better situation,
their
report card would look better.
That's a fact.
So that's all I'm saying is, you know, we see some wild behavior from Shorty, but who knows if she was in a different situation, if it would be different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and a lot of us listening, you know what I'm saying, we judge harshly, but a lot of us came out of some wild situations. You know what I'm saying? So we then had opportunity off camera to make some changes in our life and represent ourselves and do that constantly. You know, it's a constant, life is a constant rebranding. You know what I'm saying? You learn better and then you do better. You learn better, then you do better. You learn better, then you do better.
And just so we could also also even be more fair towards her, even more fair. I think that she just got some really, really, really terrible advice from some people that had an ulterior motive. I mean, that's what I think happened. I think
that's the understatement. That is the understatement of the century right there. Like, now that we can look back and we see what's going on over there, everybody with advice over there was giving her the wrong advice, including Tekashi. Tekashi had the, like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, her wheels were spinning. There was nobody around that could offer solid advice. Because even when you get to parents and family members and things like that,
they might be struggling too.
Right. So you coming out of extreme poverty, a lot of times friends and family that's dependent on you to help get them out of poverty, they not going to really look and identify critical aspects of a situation that you might want to avoid. They're just going to be pushing you to go forward. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it get all bad when you got a lot of money on the table and you got a lot of jackals and wolves around the table. It's tough.
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Yeah.
And just so I can even be more clear, because I want people to understand what, first of all, what you just said is absolutely correct, and that was actually an aspect that I never really that I should have embraced more than I have. And that particular aspect was she was literally around a lot of gangsters, so and gang members, and we can't necessarily say that that's definitely what she's associated with or used to. You could say what, because okay, so there's a couple of things that people like talking about. I'm not gonna go into, but yeah, she was definitely in a certain situation that we can't say definitively she was capable of being able to navigate. And so yes, I'm gonna agree with that, but I'm even going past all of that to when she after Tekashi got arrested, and after Tekashi got arrested, she had a management team, and her management team, they just had ulterior motives, and their ulterior motive had nothing to do with her well-being. And I think that she...
Right, think about it. Listen, you know they had nothing to do with her well-being, because what was she doing having a management team? Yo, why did she have a management team? Think about that. Why did she have a management team?
Don't know.
That's nuts.
Don't know. Shout out to Niani with the $10 drive.
Because,
hold on. Shout out to Niani with the $10 drive. Said it's a new year. I wish everybody a peaceful, blessed, healthy, and prosperous year. Shout out, Frost. Keep up the great work. Definitely appreciate you, baby girl, and you are back. I'm happy to have you here, and I hope that you continue to communicate and text and show up for the chats. And I want to say this. I don't have any... I know whatever words was passed back and forth between me, you, and in different chats, and me and part of the community that you was a part of at that time. But I have no ill will towards you. I don't have no hate towards you. I'm appreciative that you just came back and commented. Thank you very much.
Yeah. How could you have any ill will towards Niani with an icon like that?
She a cutie, but I can't talk about it, because every time I look at a female's thing and say that they cute, then there's people that's going to pop up and be like, look, she's light skinned, he don't like black girls. I'm telling you! It's crazy, y'all. Oh, man, one of these days I'm going to let y'all see some of these DMs I get, and y'all can understand what I'm talking about. But,
nah, they still won't get it, because it's smothering. But listen. But back to what we were saying. Listen, that's right there shows the problem right there. She had a management team. You're the wife of somebody that's famous and not even solidified. Like, he's just... We forget that Tekashi was fly by night. Like, all that just was overnight. His run was like a 9-month, 12-month run. He wasn't somebody that was a solidified celebrity that had money in the stash. Like, he just jumped on the scene. So she didn't need a management team. You know what I'm saying? When you get a management team, a lot of times, because it's called a management team, people may not really understand what's going on behind that. But that in and of itself can be another form of extortion, because nowadays you have to have a way to justify payments and money and all kinds of other stuff. So people will surround you and call themselves your management team because they sucking bread out you every time you get some money. They getting a piece. But really, it's something else going on. You know what I'm saying? Because if she didn't have nothing going on where she was dropping no albums, and she didn't need no management team. You know what I'm saying? Even if she was getting ready to get into music, you still don't need no management team until you popping. You don't need a management team.
You're right.
Until you're producing.
You're actually making money when you're producing income.
Yeah, so if you got a management team and you're not producing any money, that's just more money being bled out of Tekashi's pocket.
That's a whole fact. I can't even argue with anything you just said. That's a whole fact. I forgot to do something at the beginning of the video, so I want to do it right now. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Miguel Pineda. I'm doing the shout outs for the donations that came in yesterday. And we're gonna start it off with Miguel Pineda with the $15 donation. Appreciate you. James S with the $10 drive. James S again with the $5 drive. SC with the dub drive. James S with the $5 drive again, and Home Team Network Live Sports with the $10 drive. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are all the best. One more thing, let me go to the Cash App real quick, make sure I did not forget anyone. We also want to say give a shout out to G for the $10 drive, Bree for the $12 drive, Jonathan twice for the $5 and for the $15 drive. Definitely appreciate you guys. You guys are the ones that everybody helps keep the channel going. Let's not be coy, but you guys definitely help support the channel, and your love and is well appreciated. Now finish what you were saying, ENQI.
Yeah, for the people that's listening, if you like the conversation, you can also subscribe to my page.
Yes, subscribe to Dr. ENQI. That's a whole fact. Subscribe to Dr. ENQI over there. That's a whole fact.
Yeah. Y'all can come to my page, and Jack has to keep his channel a lot more entertainment driven. You know what I'm saying? But for cats like Stephen Montgomery that want to go into that other conversation, you know what I mean? I got all day for that on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah, sub to my cousin channel, yo.
Thank you, Niani. With the icon. Niani with the icon. That's going to be your nickname. Niani with the icon. That icon looks delicious. Shout out all of the sisters on the BBN network with the delicious icons. I'm going to be honest, because maybe a lot of people don't say it, but we do some of us pay attention to icons. You know what I'm saying? So let me take that shout out back and give y'all another shout out. Shout out for the sisters that have delicious icons that's actually their real icon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man.
I had to give a slow clap.
Yo,
see, I told you. You said something about the icon, and somebody came straight up here and said something about me being thirsty. Hey, could we get some bags?
No, they said me. They said me. They ain't say you. Let them stay in there. Don't hit him with his bag.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hit him with his bags, man. Look at
don't hit him. Somebody timed him out.
Look, he deleted his own message.
No, he didn't get deleted. He got timed out. Somebody gave him a timeout. He in the corner right now. Could we get some clock emojis? Could we get some clocks up there? Could we get some clocks and some hourglasses?
Look at them itchy trigger fingers, though, man. Look at them itchy trigger fingers. Somebody talk about oops. What you mean, oops? Somebody said oops.
Shout out to Tim Mate with the dub donation, with the dub drive. Got the dub drive going. Tim Mate, like, yo, who gonna match this? Tim Mate with the dub drive going, saying Happy New Year, BBN fam. Salute, my brother. Yo, let's get some clocks and get some hourglasses up there.
Hold on, Jack. Almond, it's too late, man. You already shot first, man. You already went crazy with the bags. Almond talking about oops. Yo, itchy trigger fingers is in the building. Shout out Almond Brown. Wait a minute. Almond, you wasn't alone, though. You had a co-defendant. Hold on. Let me find your co-D. Who's your co-D? William Somerville. Shout out Almond and William for the itchy trigger fingers, man. They play no games over here on the BBN network. See, I told you. I'm telling you. We're going to have to run down on some other channels, man. Listen. I'm telling you. That's a vibe right there. We gonna run down on some other channels and just hit them with mad bags for like 30 seconds, yo. It's gonna be crazy. Especially after people get wind of it, they're gonna be like, yo, what is this? What is happening in my chat room? And like every so often, like, what is this shit here? And we just go in there and go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just spam spam the hell out of this shit for like 30 seconds till we all get timed out.
Oh man.
Yo, somebody got to screen record it though. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody got to screen record the chat so we can have testimony to, you know what I'm saying, just going in there, just going nuts. Bags on deck. Look at Bree. Yo, Bree, stay with the drama. Like, you got a good mod right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, going back to Shorty, you know, that right there, you know, it's an indicator when you see the entourage growing and growing and growing, and it ain't nothing really coming in. You got to say, well, what is everybody doing? What's everybody eating off? You know what I mean? So some of them little things, like just Shorty just having a management team is crazy. Like, what are you managing? Like, you managing her IG? Like, what do y'all need to get paid for managing her IG? You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days of Mike Tyson, he was getting, what was he paying, $400,000? When they finally busted Don King for getting all his money, he looked on the receipts and he saw $400,000 for towels. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Mike Tyson came in the ring with the cutout towel. So he $400,000 for 12 towels. Like, that's the kind of shit was going on over there around Tekashi and all that. So,
what up, Gordo?
You know, it's a sad situation.
Yeah, so, but nah, you're right. I think, you know what? Somebody asked me a while ago would I interview her, and I was like, I wouldn't interview her. You know what? I talk to her. I don't think she would interview with me. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't, but I talk to her. I'd interview her.
N.O.R.E, listen, N.O.R.E brung up a very interesting conversation.
What?
N.O.R.E brung up a very interesting conversation. The conversation is this. Should he or should he not interview Tekashi? Because he interviewed Troy Ave, and a lot of people was upset that he put Troy Ave on the platform after Troy Ave said that he would snitch or whatever the case may be.
No. Troy Ave made it pretty clear. He plans on snitching and pointing fingers and everything else. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, I think Troy Ave got a unique situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Troy Ave got a unique situation. You know what I'm saying? I think his situation is a little different than Tekashi's.
Way different.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's not be coy. It's way different.
Yeah. But there has to be a space for media to be able to do what media is supposed to do. Like, there's a point where it's like the same thing what we were saying earlier. There's a point where you got to respect the LGBT community, but then there's a point where everybody else has to have their freedom to do them too. Like, in pushing for the LGBT community to be free to do what they do, unhindered or, you know, without retribution, everybody else has to still have that right also. Like, when you get the right extended to you, that you don't get to cut it off and burn it like for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get to freely do and say what we want. However, the rest of you guys, be careful, because we may penalize you if you know what I'm saying? So I think the same thing has to be applied in this scenario when you're looking at it. It's like, okay, well, as media journalists, even though cats create their own
hold this down. I'll be right back. Keep talking your shit. Hold this down. Be right back.
I got you. But even as media platforms, even though guys is coming out the hood or whatever the case may be, there has to be a certain point where they're allowed to just function as media and not necessarily secret oath takers of the hood community, because we got like a fraternal expectation of the hood. Like, we're expecting everybody from the hood to follow hood rules at all times. And I think there's a certain point where it's like, nah, I'm really trying to be a journalist and be media, and this is what my responsibility is as a journalist. Like, as a journalist, like, people want to know, because I know that regardless so for instance, just to make it all super real, we got to look at economics and money leaving our community. We talk about that all the time. But we don't realize there are certain ideas and principles we're expected to uphold that allows money to walk out of our community. So when you look at the Tekashi interview, that first initial Tekashi interview is going to be humongous, right? That is going to drive views, commerce, like that's going to push money, period. So, and we know that it's going to happen. Like, don't be stupid and think that nobody's going to interview Tekashi because the mainstream media doesn't subscribe to any of these hood rules that we playing by. So, if everybody in the hood says, oh, yeah, well, we're not interviewing Tekashi, he's a rat. Shit, Good Morning America, though, they like, one of them is going to grab him up. So, the interview will get done. It's just a matter of now who would we like to see conducting the interview because, A, if we let mainstream media conduct the interview, none of the questions that we want to ask get asked. They're going to ask a whole bunch of goofy shit that we not going to respect. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, none of the money comes back to the hood. Like, none of the money comes back to the community. So, when we put these narratives out there like, yeah, nobody's going to interview Tekashi, I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to go about it. I think interviewing Tekashi is different than saying I'm gonna be the next producer to produce his album, or I'm about to go and do a, I got 2 verses for Tekashi, or yo, I'm about to get me a verse. Like, I don't think it's the same. I don't think that you're promoting Tekashi at this point by getting an interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that it's clear that Tekashi is a social media genius, if nothing else, and knows how to promote himself. So, you know, him being able to still do music and all that, an interview or not, is not going to create or stop that. Like, he's going to come out and release music.
He's going to be fine one way or the other. That's a whole fact. So, hold on. Just hold on. So, okay, thanks for saying we got good content, but I just can't F with your name, my brother. So we're just going to delete your comments, and we appreciate you being here. Yeah.
What?
I don't like your name. So we're going to delete your comments, and we appreciate you being here.
Wait a minute. Dab these nuts.
Yeah, I don't like your name. Let's give it a stack. I'm happy you here. Just don't comment no more. Shout out to you. I'm keeping it a stack. Come on, we adults, man. You go get yourself an adult name and then you come back. Alright? That's how we giving it up. Let me take my wallet out my damn pocket. This shit gonna fuck my spine up. Man. Go get yourself an adult name and then you come back. Alright? Shout out to you though. Anyway, what was he talking about?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. Dab these nuts went crazy just now. Pause.
Yeah,
my man just came out of nowhere. Wow. It's alright. We hit it with the tempo. Hit my man with that clock situation.
This clock is infinite. Don't comment no more. Just go get yourself a big boy name and come back. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't dislike you. We just dislike what you representing at the moment. Not you though.
Right.
Who thinks we got too many rules? Can I ask a question?
I don't think you have.
Who think we have too many rules?
I think.
What happened?
I think all your rules are invisible, silent rules. I think all your rules are silent rules. Like, just one rule, just behave yourself. So I think that one rule just covers everything. Behave yourself. So your name can be not behaving yourself. Like, if you come in and just offer people your privates, it can be crazy.
Yes, and Bree wrote dab these bags.
Hold on. Bree said dab these bags.
Bree said dab these bags. There you go. I appreciate you. Appreciate the content today. We appreciate you not commenting anymore. Appreciate you. Shout out to you.
Yo, this is what's happening on your channel. Yo, I just figured it out. Bree is a gasoline thrower, man. There's nobody that's balancing you out over here, man. Once you get rolling, they get rolling. It gets crazy over here on the BBN network, boy.
We enjoy ourselves.
Off the chain.
We enjoy ourselves. There you go. He unsubscribed. Oh, sorry about that, Dab. But you know what we do when people say they unsubscribe? Can we get some bags for Mr. Dab D's? Can we get some bags for Mr. Dab?
Man.
Can we get some bags?
He just went from leaving us a compliment to it's so hard.
No. I'm going to tell you what they do. They compliment you, and then the next comment be some effery. You feel me? So whenever I see anybody come in here and compliment, I watch you every single time.
Hey, you see what I'm doing, man. Matter of fact, since he offering people his privates, we probably should just put purses, man. We should probably put purses.
Could be an agent. That's a fact. You see how I do? I don't play with. Look, man. This is a safe place. The BBN network is a safe place. We don't allow no effort.
This is a safe place for people that behave themselves.
Yeah, basically.
Everybody. As the last 5 minutes will testify, this is not a safe place for everybody.
Yeah, not for everybody. Dude just got kicked. He was a troll. See, somebody knows him. He was a troll.
Oh,
look at his name. You know we don't like trolls. You come here with a troll name and most likely you're going to get kicked.
Man, that's off the chain. We spoke it into existence, man. We had to get somebody, man. Somebody had to get their bags this morning.
That's a fact. Yo, everybody that's a member, put up some of them BBN emojis. What happened?
I think that it was partially. I think it was partially us, though. I think that was a ritual killing Illuminati. we just participated in the Illuminati ritual, man. I think we all just sacrificed that guy right now to the YouTube gods. We just sacrificed my man Dab. Mm-hmm. We just sacrificed it, man. Like we just, I ain't gonna lie, man. We was look at William and Almond. They had itchy trigger fingers. They was waiting, so it wasn't even just me. They was just waiting in the cut. You know what I'm saying? They had they emojis scrolled down all the way because you know you gotta scroll down to find the bag. You know what I'm saying? they had they joint scrolled down already to bags. They was just waiting. Exactly.
Sacrificial bags.
Man, sacrificial bags, man. That was crazy right there, man.
Shout out to Forrest Wilson. Forrest Wilson says, North Alabama, salute to our great Dr. ENQI. Salute for the morning coffee bill.
Hey, salute to Forrest Wilson, man. Appreciate the love. Woo, man.
Question. Do you think this channel has taken on my type of personality? I'm just curious.
Absolutely. It is pure madness over here, and there is no brakes for you once you get in the car. You are just gone. 0 to 100. Like, we literally was just talking about, drive-bys with bags. Listen, I'm not even going to be mad if they say I initiated the ritual bagging. That was a ritual bagging.
We be waiting.
But, hey, homeboy stepped up to the plate. And you know what? I want to shout him out. Yeah. Shout out Dab once again for supplying his body and his likeness to be sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that when we think about these Illuminati rituals, you know what I'm saying, we don't think about the person getting sacrificed. Man, shout out the guy that gets sacrificed, man.
Shout out to that guy.
BBN blocks, bags, and bricks. Wait a minute, y'all do bricks and all that too?
Yeah, we got bricks and bags. What you talking about? The bags we be hitting people with got bricks in them.
Yo, What is wrong with Bree, man? Bree is with all the smoke. Yo, something's wrong with Bree, man. Bree is with all the smoke.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Bree wants all the smoke. Oh man, I think it's something. Yo, Bree, between Bree, Almond, and William, like you got a couple of trigger happy folks on this platform, man. They all the smoke. Look at Bree. That's like a sadomasochistic. Just smiley faces and bricks. Yo, shout out to Bree.
Yeah, you keep banging on the deck. Man. That's a whole fact. Hold on, let's get back to what we talking about though. What was we talking about? The whole Tekashi situation.
We talk about laugh therapy, man. That's what we talk about. Laughter is good for the soul, and this channel right here is therapy, man. So you come on early in the morning, get your therapy, man. Shout out Jack Frost for having the BBN Network.
I appreciate. Shout out to Dr. ENQI for pulling up. How about that?
Hey, shout out to everybody that's a part of this madness. How about that? Just shout out everybody that's a part of this. Whether you're getting hit in the back of the head with bags and bricks.
No, in the face. We hitting people in the face with the bags.
But once they get hit in the face with the first bag, they turn it around to run. They running up out of here after they get hit with that first bag. So, but that don't stop nobody from throwing the bag. So they get hit in the face, the back of the head, the back of the back, the buttocks when they get thrown on the floor. Because these bags are heavy, so they trying to run, but they falling on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And I know people like Almond, I know Bree. They running up on top of the wall.
We doing the white boy to people. We doing the white boy to people. You know when one guy grabs one arm and then the other guy grabs the other arm and they hold them like that so the other guy can hit him? That's how we doing them with the bags.
When they on the floor, they still hit them with bags.
Yo, if y'all notice, especially like in the 80s, didn't the white boys do that to everybody? Like all the bullies and all the movies did that to people?
That was the classic movie beat up scene.
Yeah, one guy hold this arm, the other guy hold that arm.
Punch you in the stomach. Yeah. Man, they need to get an emoji for that.
Yeah.
They need an emoji for that, man.
So that's what we.
Oh man, look at this now. You got Vic Star getting yo. Your people was too crazy, man.
Yo, shout out to Bree, because there wasn't even gonna be a morning coffee this morning if Bree didn't start complaining.
Man, so look at that. Now, see, the truth is coming out. Now the truth is coming out. So now we finding out Bree woke up this morning waiting to hit folks with their bags. So now we see what's really going on. I thought it was me causing all the trouble. Okay, so obviously Bree woke up this morning. Shout out Bree for waking up this morning saying,
R.I.P. Dad.
Ready to find her. Man. Look, we talk about she innocent now, man. You've been implicated. You going down. You our co-D for this morning. It's me, you, and Jack. We going down for this. You know what I'm saying? William, you better keep low, man, because they looking for you and Almond for this bag situation too, man. Y'all suspects. Me, Bree, and Jack is caught. William Somerville and Almond Brown are suspects.
Oh, man.
This shit crazy. Oh, man. In memory of Dad, man. That was a good, yo. Hey, everybody, your health is improved because of that ritual bag. And so once again, you know what? You need a little bag, like a little music to go along with it. So when somebody
I gotta get a soundboard. Oh man, thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna get a soundboard today. Yo, I have a whole computer over here that don't have anything on it. This computer right here, I bought this a couple of months ago for something. If y'all knew about the projects that I be fucking around with and the stuff that I be trying to see if it's gonna work, and sometimes it don't work out. And anyway, that's neither here nor there. I got a whole computer right here.
Wait, somebody said that we hear Uncle Murder wrap up. I didn't hear it yet.
I ain't hear it yet. So I got a whole computer over here. We gonna go look for ourselves a soundboard today. Get some words, get some soundboard stuff going on. I'm gonna try to look for it today. I don't know if I'm gonna try.
Yo, shout out the old guy that used to do the wrap up. That Uncle Murder bodied and took over his spot.
Who? Shout out to DramaCast. Who did that? Who Uncle Murder body? Bagsy Siegel. Oh, Bagsy Siegel, very funny.
No, Bagsy Siegel. That's Brino Day, Bagsy Siegel. No, it was the guy that used to do the wrap up, the year end wrap up. He was an old school guy though. He came out with like Timberland and Missy and them. Skills, boom. Somebody put it right there. J
Skills, all right.
Skills. Yeah, dude from VA, correct. Shout out Skills. He created the platform, and then him and you. I'm surprised you missed him and Uncle Murder had a little situation over it. You know what I'm saying? They had like a little fake 2-year battle.
Mad Skills.
There you go. Mad Skills.
I know that. Oh shit, you damn right. That light skinned dude, he did start it.
Yeah. He started it first, but then Uncle Murder just bodied him and took his joint. He really just took it because I think Murder had asked him if he could be a part of it, and Homeboy just brushed him off, and Uncle Murder just went ahead and did his own joint. And then, like maybe a year or so later, you know, Skills came back with a couple of shots, and it was, you know, it was a little situation for about 2 years, but then he just couldn't handle the new, you know, the new energy. But him and Uncle Murder went back and forth at it.
Mad Skills was nice too.
He still had some bars, but
he was nice.
The new cadence kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you know, with the new thing, it's different. You got to have bars, and then you got to have the cadence, and then you got to have the subject matter too.
That's a fact. Shout out to James S with the $5 drive. He says, "Happy New Year's to all." Okay, so, all right, so ENQI, check this out. Oh man, watch when I tell you my new idea that I have.
Yo, wait. Should we hit Mad Skills with his bags though?
What, is there a Mad Skills guy in here?
No, I'm just saying. Should we just, you know, just a ritual killing, like just
I like Mad Skills though. I like Mad Skills, yo.
Oh man! All right, go ahead, my bad, go ahead.
Yeah, I like that guy. Hold on, I'm gonna ask you your opinion, right? Because I think the big difference between there's a lot of rappers that got bars, but you are right, it's the whole cadence thing. I got a question. Alright, so I'm about to drop a couple of bars, right? And I want you to tell me what your opinion is. Copy?
Alright.
I'm not gonna say them I'm just gonna say the bars. You tell me what the bars think. Alright. Fuck your feelings. I vomit fire, so they keep a bucket near them. You only hang out with counterfeit dudes, so you buck a real one. You touchy-feely. Spread lies in the community and hope the county kill me. What you thought about that?
I think that.
Huh?
I think you got some repressed battle rap anger that you need to get on smack. Deal with it. Yo, but see, listen. The era that we grew up in is it's not. I ain't gonna say that it's gone now, but it's different now. See, when we came up, remember, when we came up, it was pure. You know what I'm saying? Like I just threw up all that old music on my page. I threw up like 2 hours worth of old music. You know what I'm saying? When we came up, it was pure. And when I say pure, I don't want people to feel like I'm making an age comparison. Because I'm not saying better. I'm just saying pure, meaning it hadn't been commercialized yet. It hadn't been it hadn't been adulterized yet. It hadn't been categorized yet. None of that happened. So now, when you say bars, there's so many different types of, there's so many different lanes to go in with your music that you immediately, as soon as you hear the bars, you go, okay, cool, those is battle bars. Oh, okay, cool, you over there in the Russ lane. Like, because you got guys like Russ, you know what I'm saying? You just got different lanes, so as soon as you hear it, you go, okay, I know what that is. Whereas before, you couldn't do that to somebody bars because they could go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? But now you got a place for bars now. Like, oh, okay, that's, you going crazy right there. That's a little ultra violent right there. You in the Eminem / smack. You know, you over there somewhere.
All right. But have I? Question. Have I always been kind of a battle rapper? I'm just curious.
I think that's just a part of where we came from.
Because I think we all basically had very intimidating bars towards people, just in general. I think for everybody that don't know, like me, ENQI, like we've been rapping like for forever. Okay, that's one. Two, I'm not gonna lie to you. I still think, not no disrespect to nobody else, but I think that me, you, and Slick Murder was had each individually. We all had there was just a certain time during the 90s where all of us would have been able to if we was able to be heard by enough people, we would have gathered a following, in my opinion.
Well, remember, I had a big following from the battle scene.
That's a fact.
And then I be seeing a lot of them guys, they still know who I am. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at
we trained rappers,
Sway,
yo.
Yeah,
remember Al's Girl,
Poison Pen, and all of them guys, they still know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then
remember Al's Girl. We trained her.
Yeah, and then she went out there and got her a little something on the thing. But remember also, I almost was signed to Terror Squad before Pun passed. If Pun didn't pass, I would have been signed to Terror Squad. I used to be in the crib with Gilly and Cuban, writing every day because of oddly enough, because of Timber.
And Timber almost had us a fucking.
Yeah, I went to De La Soul album release party. When I went to the release party, I dropped bars on Fat Joe. Fat Joe gave me his card and was like, "Come to the office." When I went to the office, they had somebody in the office. It was a white kid in there. Eminem had just went crazy on the chart, so everybody was trying to be the next Eminem. So it was a white kid in there trying to get a deal, and I had Boogie with me.
Copy.
Shout out Frenchie.
Yeah,
so
shout out to Boogie.
I had to battle homeboy on the spot, and he had like 2 or 3 people next to him. You know what I'm saying? And so I cleaned his. I don't even know what I was saying. I think I said I've seen raw. That you could ever dream more. My tenants want to die. 1-800 Team Law. Bronx bricklayer. Say a quick prayer. You better smile in my face and talk that dumb later. We don't need no police. We hold court ourselves. If the clip take 11, I'm a shove in 12. I got a master's in the streets. Strictly drug philosophy. Fancy black pesos. Don't forget the apostrophe. Pistol whip haters. Jelly slow grind niggas. Elbow throw to the rope and clothesline niggas. You shit starting. You don't know my click sparking. You want to be a supermodel on the next milk carton. Something to that effect.
Yo, Black. I think we should think about considering doing something. I think we should think about considering doing something about something. I think we should just consider it.
Listen. That's why I put all my old stuff up. I just threw it all. I just threw a lot of old stuff up. I had old folders because I'm definitely going to do some new music.
I think we should, because I've been considering it. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I got one of my brothers, Architect. He's platinum producer. He did everything from Jodeci and Timberland all the way up to 50 and Fat Joe. He got gold and platinum plaque. So he hit me up and was like, "Yo, I want you to do I want you to jump on this single." So we actually got a single out from last spring. It's called Reality Is. So if people type in like iTunes or whatever, Reality Is, you'll see Architect featuring Dr. ENQI. And I was on it doing like some intelligent, some smart shit on it. And he was like, "All right, this is cool for this." Because it was around the time where I was filming the documentary with Nick Cannon and all that. But he was like, "Yeah, we're going to need some bars." And so when I put out the old music, a lot of people was like, yo, we need to hear some new music. And then a lot of the hip-hop platforms that respect me for the consciousness and the health information, they also listen to the music. So they was like, yeah, we're going to need you some new music. And, you know, one thing led to another. And, you know, I'm back in the studio again. So, but that's that 1-5. But I always tell, you know, I never stray. I always let people know I'm from 158th Street. Like, it's in the air just to be born in my generation, to be in the Bronx at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was born in the Bronx, so when they go back to the Bronx, they talk about
I'm gonna tell you the funniest
burning
thing.
buildings and the burning buildings and the climate and the block parties and all that. Like, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't not be there and not get that in your blood.
I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit. There was dudes that used to be like, cause we should just have freestyling ciphers, and there was dudes that was in the freestyling ciphers with us that weren't even that good of a rappers, and right now they could probably have a career as a rapper, because that's how much the climate has changed from actually having bars to say something and it be more about catchy beats and hooks. Because realistically, all you need nowadays, and I'm not trying to knock nobody, but all you need nowadays is a catchy beat and a hook. I mean, a catchy hook and a good beat. And
no, let me tell you, when Homeboy was in there, he was doing his Eminem impersonation. It went from bad to worse. You know what I'm saying? Because I did him the same way I did Uncasa. You know what I'm saying? I still remember destroying Uncasa over there on 145th and Broadway. But right after I said, do you want to be a supermodel on the next milk carton? I said, I'm a man, you a boy. This would have happened to you. I'll pull your pants down and do the Michael Jackson to you. Take pictures and mail them to the rest of your team so they can see you like I do in Special Destiny Creed. Like, I just was going crazy on old boy. And they was like, all right, cool, you up out of here. Listen, this is what we want to do. Punk wants the next artist to be a black guy. And so we're going to have you up here. And I just stuck with them for the next few months. And then the tragedy hit, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, I don't know, it was just crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was a fan anyway, so I was already, my heart was broken anyway. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing the possibilities of what could happen. Now, some people, like I told some people about this on another interview I did, and they was happy. They was clapping. They was like, yeah, well, if your career musically would have picked up, we probably would never have had you over here healing people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they was like, yeah, that was supposed to happen. I'm like, damn, I don't know how to accept that.
You're actively rooting for less success for me, because you're saying that I'm doing more work for the people by being less successful, and if I was actually more successful, I wouldn't be able to do this stuff that we're doing, that we're adding to the community, that's actually worth more value,
more beneficial. Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Banks for the $10 drive. He says, Happy New Year, get that soundboard and drop some bombs. You're gonna drop some bags. Keep going.
Yeah. No. I gotta get off and get these babies some lunch.
Oh wow, that's absolutely a good idea.
Yeah, you know I'll be on my single dad program.
But so hold on. I want to just say this bar one more time. I want your honest opinion. Fuck your feelings. I vomit fire so they keep a bucket near them. You only hang out with counterfeit dudes so you buck a real one. You touchy-feely. Spread lies in the community and hope the county kill me.
Yeah, it's official. You know what I mean? It sounds like you haven't lost a step. But to most of your audience, when I say you sound like you haven't lost a step, they don't know what step. Like, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, as people put you in a box, when they hear you and meet you some type of way, they figure that's just who you are. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this before I get off. I don't want y'all to judge my man Jack by that video he let y'all see the other day.
Which video?
We used to play basketball from.
Oh yeah. No, I'm trying to get back. I want people to see where I'm at now, so that when they see where I'm going, like, I want you to be motivated, so you can see a little bit of hard work you can get back to whatever. Now, I used to be a beast, and tell them, Black, all right, I'm just be quiet.
Yeah. Jack used to ball, man. Jack used to ball, man. That right there is the internet snack time Jack right there. That's the internet snack Jack. That's not the real Jack Frost on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? Jack used to, in fact, before there was a Jack Frost, you know what I'm saying? My man used to live on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, that's what I'm saying. If you was from the Bronx, South Bronx at a certain time period, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like you had the music in you, you had basketball in you. Like that's what was there for us in the hood. Besides chasing a few dollars to get something to eat. You know what I mean? That's what it was. So we have those things in us, and not even as really like talents, just extensions of who we are.
Yo, I remember when you and Al used to make fun of me because I used to spend all of my money on food.
Hey, everybody had their program. Me, my thing was I got to try to spend at least a couple of these dollars on getting a couple more dollars.
Yeah, I used to spend all of my money on food. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But that's the time it was, man. You know, people had household situations, and you know, we had to be men real early in the game.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We had to be men. So
I just a greedy nigga, but that's a fact.
When people were around the rest of the world, you know, they were still playing team sports. You know, we was trying to put food in the refrigerator, you know, put clothes on our back. Yeah. So anyway, let me get in this kitchen. I'm gonna have you on in the background.
Oh, we're about to close out. I think this was an excellent show. I appreciate you pulling up. You close out with what you're gonna close out with, and this is probably gonna be we're gonna end the show. I mean, you've been an excellent guest today. I appreciate you calling up. Need you to call up more often. That's a whole fact. And what you wanna go out with?
Shit. Bags, man. Bags. That's the theme. That's today's theme. Bags. Bags. Bree is America's most wanted with the bags, man. Bree is America's most wanted bagstress.
Alright. I'll let you later, my brother. Yo, hit me.
Peace to the family. Yup.
Later. Alright. Yeah, that was dope. My cousin called up, chopped it up and shit. I'm so far away from being prepared to really play basketball. I'm getting myself back in shape. I gotta get myself in shape. When I get myself in shape, you're gonna see the difference. I want y'all to be able to see where I'm at now. So then when the summer comes and you see where I get to, then you can understand. Like, I was like, this place I could take y'all. Remember we was at the park a while back and homeboy said I was like Gary Payton. I used to play both ends of the court. I played tough ass fucking defense, and then I'm gonna give you buckets. So shout out to that. I used to be fast as shit too. I just got too much around here, man. I'm working on it. I'm trying to work on it, y'all. I'm trying to get rid of this stomach. I'm working on it. Yeah, look, I appreciate everybody that showed up today. Shout out to Bree. I didn't think anybody wanted a morning coffee today. Cameras everywhere. Shit, I had the cameras on. Shout out to Bree. We was not going to have a morning coffee today. Bree convinced me to have a morning coffee today. Shout out to Bree. I just didn't think anybody wanted a morning coffee today. I figured everybody was like knocked out or some shit. And, you know, nobody really cared for it. But it seems like y'all wanted a morning coffee today. I'm happy. I love you too, baby girl. That's a whole fact. Shout out to Niani with the $10 drive. Tim Mate with the dub drive. James S with the $5 drive, and Jay Banks. Salute Jay Banks. He's a long time. He was here for a long time. He was on this channel before I think we had 1,000 subs. So shout out to Jay. Appreciate you, my brother. You was commenting on my videos before when I used to have like 3 comments, and I was like, yeah, 3 comments. I'm going places. You was commenting since back then, so definitely appreciate you, brother. Yo, look, let's start this whole new year different. This is how we gonna try to start this new year. Let's stop entertaining. I'm gonna try my best to not entertain the BS. I'm gonna try. to not entertain the negativity. Let's leave as much negativity back in the last year as possible. Let's not entertain people. When somebody comes at you and try to bring that negative energy into your circumference, you leave that shit in this moment and you go to the next moment. Just leave it. Let's do that. Let's improve our environment. Let's stop allowing people into our environment that don't need to be there. Period. We're not going to make this another year that, oh, I'm working on myself this year. Nah, we're not working on ourselves no more. We worked on ourselves all last year. Now, let's put that shit into application. This year, we're applying ourselves. That's what we're doing this year. We're applying ourselves. Please stop with that every year you talking about how you're working on yourself. Now, we're not doing that. We're applying ourselves this year. This year, we taking everything that we've learned through how many ever years you've been alive. And we're going to start applying some of that knowledge and intellect into improving our situation and the situations of those around us. We're applying ourselves. That's what we're doing this year. So if people try to come into your life with the BS, hit them with their bags. If people try to talk negativity into existence, hit them with their bags. If people are coming around you trying to get you to do some shit that you don't feel comfortable with, hit them with their bags. Stop thinking that you got to keep people around you because you don't know if that person is going to do well or not. And if they do good, I don't want them to run off on me and I've been hanging with them this long. Nah, start cutting people off. You're not even cutting people off at this point. You're putting people on. Put the people on that mean good for you and good for your circle. It's not even about cutting people off. It's about entertaining what helps your situation and the situation of the community that you're in. That's what it's about. We're not about nothing else. We put in everything that we've learned and everything that we're about into application this year. You talked about you can open up a catering business. Okay, what are the steps? Let's do it. You said that you open up a moving company. Okay, what are the steps? Let's do it. You said that you opening up a you're gonna cut an album. You're gonna make an album. Okay, what are the steps? Let's do it. Whatever it is that you've been preparing to do, forget about preparing to do it anymore. Find out the steps and do it. I love y'all. I want the best for you. As long as it does not come at the expense of me. I'm just keeping it a stack. But I want the best for you. You are going to be successful this year. You are going to step over all of your rivals. You are going to be pushed to your limit this year and not break. This isn't just your year. This is our year. Like, comment, subscribe, join the BBN network. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.